In this video, we will be tasting and talking about batch 83 of the Eco Cha Tea Club, an Alishan small leaf type black tea. Batch 83 of the Eco Cha Tea Club is an Alishan small leaf type black tea. Small leaf type being differentiated from large leaf type. Most black tea is of the large leaf type category, and most commonly among the large leaf is Assamica, the Assam strain of tea that was originally cultivated in India from the wild occurring tea trees that were found, are found from northeastern India all through Southeast Asia and into southwestern China, as well as Taiwan has its own naturally occurring tea tree, and that is a large leaf type also. In Taiwan, the most common large leaf types are Assam and the naturally occurring large leaf Shan Cha, it's simply called mountain tea. And also very popular among the large leaf is a hybrid between the Assam strain and the naturally occurring strain, which is called red jade or Tai Cha number 18. We chose this batch of small leaf type black tea we sourced it from our source of Alishan High Mountain Oolong and Alishan High Mountain Jin Xuan Oolong, Jin Xuan being a hybrid strain, Tai Cha number 12. Milky Oolong, it's also called, very popular here in Taiwan and all over the world, actually, for people that know and love Taiwan teas. And we actually took another batch of Qing Xin Oolong black tea made from the Shanlinshi region, higher elevation, very high quality, and we brought it to our source of Alishan, and after asking them if they made black tea this year, they indeed had. And we tasted the Shanlinshi Qing Xin Oolong together with this batch of tea and found this one much more pleasing and much more maybe noticeably representing the small leaf type black tea character, so to speak, which in my personal perception is a light, very fragrant, sweet, very balanced, soothing type of black tea. It's got what we all know and love about oolong teas, or the oolongs that are made from small leaf types, including Qing Xin, Jin Xuan, Tsui Yu, Guan Yin. All of the, basically all of the oolong teas that are made in Taiwan are made from small leaf type teas, with the exception of Fosho. Fosho is actually a large leaf type. So we sourced this batch with the intention of representing a Taiwanese small leaf type black tea. It's something that we haven't shared in a while, and it's one of the teas that Taiwan has become renowned for, but also it's just part of the living tea culture here in Taiwan. Okay, I'm talking too much again. I'm going to taste this. Quick brewing reference. I went with about a 1:17 ratio. I used 10.5 grams of tea leaves in about a 175 Gaiwan teapot here, and started with 45 seconds brewing with 95-degree waters, more or less. And I increased 10 seconds with each brew. So I have 45 seconds, 55, 65, 75. And then for the fifth brew, I went for 95 seconds. It's kind of cooled down now. Malty, fruity. When the tea leaves were brewing in the pot, I got a fruit compote aroma with a sweet kind of brown sugar or maybe even molasses. The flavor on the first brew, by the way, 45 seconds really does it. These leaves are picked as young, immature leaves, and they're only curled, and they're fully oxidized and rigorously rolled as a black tea is made as such. So my point is they brew very quickly. And so you should be conscious of your brewing time. Don't let it go too long. You can get more subtlety and complexity if you don't brew it, if you don't over brew it, basically. Very nice, smooth mouthfeel, balanced. A little bit tangier on the second brew, fruitier. The first brew was mostly malty, sugary, sugar cane maybe, palm sugar, that kind of richer, more substantial, sweet character. Yeah, I'm reminded of my early life travels in India and the jaggery, the red sugar made from palm. Third brew. It's got a really nice balance of tangy and sweet and malty, kind of rich, dark, sugary flavors. Is it molasses? It's not quite as deep, and it doesn't have that bitter kind of quality as molasses does. And that's what small leaf black teas are about. They are a fully oxidized black tea made just like a black tea is. When they're rigorously rolled, the juices come out of the leaves and are exposed to the air, and that's how the leaves get fully oxidized. We can see that the leaf material is quite uniform. Again, picked as young growth, which is ideal for black tea. I have appreciated batches of black tea with more mature leaf. It just offers a different kind of flavor profile. Something about the leaf being more mature. I think it's probably less sweet and juicy. It's kind of just got a little more complexity, a little more graininess or something because of the relatively more substantial fiber content in the mature leaves. These are young leaves that are less fibrous, lots of juice, summer crop, harvested and processed in June of this year. The dried leaves also represent that. You can see some white specks or strips in there that are basically the lighter color is the leaf stems being shredded when they're rolled. So it's kind of an exposed stem material. Really pretty leaf material here. Okay, fourth brew. It's a very pleasing, it's both refreshing and soothing. When this small leaf type black tea started becoming popular, I think I'd say about, well, almost 20 years ago now, definitely more than 10, 15 years ago. It followed in the wake of the first wave of red jade becoming popular, which was released around the year 2000 here in Taiwan. And that first decade, it was promoted a lot, subsidized by the government as part of the reconstruction of tea farms after a large earthquake here in 1999. And so red jade became really popular. It sold really well. The selling price, the market value is really high compared to black tea previously. So the oolong farmers are like, well, we can make black tea too if we want. And that's what happened. And they started using their summer crops particularly. Black tea is the highest quality of black tea is made from leaves that grow in a hot growing season, exposed to a lot of sunlight with enough water, but hotter creates more of the, I think it's ECGC. It's one of the polyphenolic compounds in tea that give it more astringency. And when you oxidize that compound, it just gives it more full flavor. So that works well for oolong tea makers because their summer crop is typically their least, relatively less quality batch. That is changing too due to climate change. But hot growing seasons makes good black tea. That's a basic rule. Really consistent all through the first 4 brews. I'm going to go quickly here. I still have some of the first. The first was the lightest, only brewed 45 seconds, so I guess the leaves were still opening up. Tangy. A little bit of tart. not quite astringent. And then this, yeah, it's a little bit of a tarry molasses finish. It's almost got like a bit of tobacco in there. It's got a real, a depth of flavor as well. I purposely stayed away from this batch of tea for a couple of weeks. I wanted to kind of defamiliarize myself with it, and so it can be fresh in this tasting now. It's really pleasing. I really am pleased with the quality of this batch. I think it's one of the best small leaf black tea. I did go around this summer. I tasted our source of Guan Yin Dongding that we shared earlier this year. He made a batch of black tea from his summer crop. A few different Qing Xin Oolongs, Tai Cha number 20, Ying Xiang, made into black tea. And they're all good, but this one has the most zest and complexity of flavor. This is the 5th brew, brewed for 95 seconds. Still kind of warm. Totally holding out. I'm surprised, honestly, at that. 1:17 ratio, starting at 45 seconds, going up to 2 minutes or 95 seconds for the 5th brew. So it's not 2 minutes, it's only 95 seconds. And that kind of just hit it just right, basically increasing 10 seconds until the final brew I increased 20 seconds from 75 to 95. Here's the combo of the first 4 brews. Stays much warmer as it's in a larger vessel. It's not caramelly, it's not that sticky sweet. It's kind of a smoke, not quite smoky either. Musky sweet. It's just a really, it's a lot like cooked down fruit in that respect. So you get a little bit of kind of caramelized fruit flavor, like plums, prunes, raisins. There we have it. Alishan small leaf type black tea made from the Jin Xuan strain, harvested in June 2022. A nice young immature batch. We were really happy to find it after tasting several. We think you're going to like it too. We'll see you next time.